I wish that there was a way that you could get the audience there before you were fucking doing it. Like, this doesn't ever make fucking sense to do one of these fucking broadcasts to me live. Like, it makes the fucking signal of it go to shit. It makes you have 5 minutes at the start of it where nothing fucking happens. At least when it's just me and I'm not relying on the audience. Like, I have a topic. I have planned things out, at least to a certain extent. I have talking points in my head, at least. Like, there's no way that I'm just gonna like sit there for 5 minutes and go, unless I'm real high. I've done that. Anyway, we're going back to the old format of the show, whatever the fuck that was, because apparently we're scaring people. Fuck that. I'm tired of this shit. To be honest, I'm tired of dealing with pussies that won't fucking talk to people. So, back to the old format, which is talking about, it's usually political shit, but there's not much about that I really want to talk about. There's the fucking oil pipeline thing getting blown up. That's probably going to end the world, though, so who wants to talk about that? Hey, we have a viewer. Just talking about how awkward it is at the start when there's no one here. And like when you only have one person and they're not a talker, that's sucky. Then it's just you talking to the fucking nobody that doesn't talk back. Now we got two nobodies that don't talk back. How you guys doing? Um, I really dig the modification I did to my Fluxrator. It's much, much better than with the brace on it. And my thoughts are basically, it's not that hard to shoot one of these. Mixed with that brace is kind of a clusterfuck nightmare, and deploying it is not 100% thing. Basically, I don't think Flux Defense really likes me at all after fucking talking about this thing on the internet. That's the vibe I get. Maybe it's just because I put Cucks Raider on the side of it. I don't know. There's a part of me that really wants to never do shows on here again, but there's a part of me that also really enjoys talking to Smoke and Anonymous. A couple other people. Backwoods. To be honest, like there was a minute earlier tonight where I was thinking pretty damn hard that I was never fucking turning this camera on again, or camera, mic, whatever. This thingamajig that I'm talking to you through. And the main thing with that was, honestly, I don't care to really do this if I'm not good with the people that I like. I don't really see a point to continue living. And as such, it makes it real easy to not want to continue doing a radio show on the internet about, I don't know, random ass shit. It's all shit that I love, but it's all random. Like, I've attracted a few weirdos that like all the same shit as me. If you like John Milius movies, knives, and guns, you're in the right place. I mean, transgender women. Apparently, that's like the odd intersection that I am that most people are not. Is like, and tranny porn. Yeah. Throws everybody off. But to be honest, like, I think it's kind of cool that I was always into guns and always posting guns on YouTube, and you guys got to know me as a guy and a girl. Like, that wasn't really intentional. That kind of just happened. Like, basically, I've been trying to get to a place in life where I could transition since I was like 5 years old. It's not that easy of a thing. And when COVID happened, I was already pretty far away from family and shit, and just I wanted a break to kind of disappear and do whatever and be me for a while and lose weight. I was really focusing hard on losing weight. I focused hard on losing weight for fucking forever. Oh, we lost our second viewer. Must have been the tranny porn. Honestly, I don't care about that either. Like, I am who I am. Either you want to hear from my perspective or not. Like, I don't know. I try not to like throw it out there too much, but this is specifically talking about being trans. Like, I don't know how to talk about that and not bring it up. And it seems like a relevant thing to discuss, given that like of all of the list of hobbies that I have, dressing up as a woman and prowling the streets at night and getting fucked by other men seems like one of the most interesting ones. Yeah, I would think to you. I got other hobbies. I make knives. Professional dick hunter. That's pretty much me. Like if you've ever met a woman that was kind of a hoe bag, that's who you're talking to. Oh, we lost him. Still got the one. I've got like some trucker probably that can't turn me off. Hi, boys. And to be honest, like truckers should be like totally my demographic of people. Like, you know how many fucking like tranny lot lizards there are? Jesus. In fact, I would say most lot lizards are trannies. That's not true though. There's quite a few fucking vagina girls running around that are fucking all methed out, tweaking shit at fucking truck stops. I guess I'm just like a high class hoe. Well, higher class than most. I'm like a glass of wine and some weed and a bubble bath kind of girl, not crystal meth in the trailer park kind of girl. It's a big difference. It's a fine line, right? But like there's a line. Where did that go? Hmm. Uh, there it is. I love my helmet. I have been modifying this helmet for night vision. It really sucks because now I have to spend money on night vision, and I priced that out. And basically, what I want to buy is probably at least $2,000. I could probably get one cheaper on eBay, but that'd be rolling the dice. Hmm, I don't know. I want a PVS 7. I'm gonna get a titanium rhino mount and a PVS 7, and kind of do like a old school, new school budget ghetto setup thing. I like the PVS 7. I think it fits with the rest of my shit. It looks kind of sci-fi and space marine-ish. Like this is my goal is to have both functional like movie props that are space marine shit because that makes me giggle, and have weapons for the end of the world, and at the same time have cool historic guns mixed in that have been turned into like sci-fi blasters. So like I have a black powder revolver in a 1911, and my thought is that like you know how Kyle Reese had the fuck not Kyle Reese, that's Terminator dude, um, Hicks, Hicks and Aliens had the the pump shotgun with him. It's kind of like that, but with a black powder revolver because he's like even more old school. You guys got anything to say? There's four of you now. All both of you. Sorry, I keep doing different shows. I'm gonna keep this one up longer. I think. Just make this a 3-hour thing. Why not? I don't really know what to talk about for 3 hours though. So that's part of it, really. I need some like feedback of some sort. Otherwise, it's just boring. I'm not turning my camera on. Sup, Gray J? You watch a lot of my stuff. I need to start making more like gun content or something. Like I don't know. I got off of making that kind of shit because like every time I made anything about it, I got a bunch of hate and shit. That's why I started just making little goofy fucking videos on the shit that I was watching for whoever wanted to watch them. I'm trying to figure out right now what to prioritize, like prep wise for me, because like I've gotten to the point now where like transportation is almost done. It needs a couple of things, but it's getting worked on. It runs again and it has a tailpipe and like it's miles ahead of where it was. Food is pretty much completely taken care of still because I've been buying fresh shit instead of dipping into my canned goods and whatever. I need to buy some like canned fruit and some what's it called? Some more canned meat just to have it. That's just because I think it'd be good to have that shit. But anyway, as far as that kind of stuff goes, that's all done. So I'm focusing kind of on weapons because I have stuff that I kind of want to get squared away anyway. And I kind of figure that like the world's about to end and money's going to be worthless, so might as well have cool guns. I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but it makes sense to me. And as such, I'm spending money on an AR-15, and I got that over here. And the thing I can't decide on it is basically it's a Bear Creek upper. I would like to just gut the thing and put new stuff in it. And a Faxon barrel is only like $150. I can get a Palmetto bolt carrier group for $50. The buffer and spring are not that expensive. And then I was going to replace the trigger with a Geisley. And like once you do that, there's not that much KE arms and Bear Creek left in this gun. So that's tempting to do, but is that really worth doing? And like I don't know like what reputation Bear Creeks have, I guess. I've never really run them that much. I'm tempted just to change it though because it's a cheap upper. I'd hate to like ditch it if they're, actually pretty decent. I have that because I wanted to try one. And I don't know. It ended up just being the one that I had to modify. So I was sitting around looking at this gun and going, it needs something. And I thought about the front sight post ring. Let me turn the camera on. The front sight post ring on the light there. This is a thing that I knew about, knew it existed, and I've always wanted to play around with it and one of these lights. So between that and knowing that I like these things, I knew this would make kind of a cool sci-fi end to the front end of this thing, and I started planning appropriately. I don't know what else to do to it though, other than it needs a Geisley bayonet lug because I have a bayonet on my rig already. My other gun can take a bayonet. That seems like a no-brainer. seems like a waste of money because it's $150. But at the same time, I I think it's cool. I wanted one of those for years, so that also puts it higher up on the priority list. But at the same time, how can I justify spending $150 on a bayonet lug when I could spend $150 on a barrel? That seems like more important to me. But I'd have to spend money to get that barrel put in because I don't have the shit to do that. I don't know. That's where like the BCG, that's a drop-in thing. But like I'm definitely gonna upgrade that because I don't trust their bolt carrier as much as the fucking Palmetto State premium one. I can get one of those for 50 from a buddy of mine. I don't know. The other thing I was thinking about doing was a 20-inch barrel, but crossbow would be cool. Like that's half of why I got like the black powder gun and the sword is like, your Daryl crossbow. It's like the same thinking. It's like things might get bad enough where we might need some other shit. I think the fucking Space Marine blaster is fucking cool though. Like it's the coolest thing I could have done with this gun that I had. That's where I was at with it. And actually, I like it enough that I'm going to keep this Bear Creek rail on this thing, even if I upgrade the rest of it. I was talking about getting a what's it called? KE Arms rail. This Bear Creek is fucking perfect, really. It has a weird look to it that it doesn't look like a current like U.S. military anything. It doesn't look like a real gun in a lot of ways. That makes it almost better for this. It does look like a real gun, but you know what I mean. It's not. It when you look at it, you can't just go, "Oh, that's a Troy Industries rail." Damn, damn. 1 second. Ugh, like delayed weed cough from hell. Oh, anyway, the barrel length on this. That's where I was on this. I was thinking about doing a 20-inch, and the more I think about it, 16 does a lot. And if I do the 16, it would work with the bayonet lug, and I kind of want to do that anyway. And then I don't have a weird, freaky long AR. Well, I mostly ordered it to extend my deer season. All the WMAs around me have almost no firearm season. Honestly, I never enjoyed hunting in Oklahoma because of how all the fucking seasons are. Basically, unless you're doing archery, there's no point to it, I don't think. You get like a week. I think a hunting season should be like 3 or 4 months, and it should be like, hey, in the first, month of it, you get a tag. In the second month of it, you get a tag, and then the third month of it, you get a tag or something like that. Like spread it out a little bit, or 2 tags a month, whatever. It shouldn't be okay. We're gonna cram pack all the killing into this one week. Like I'm sure there's a point to it. like it's like at the start of Red Dawn when the history teacher's talking about Genghis Khan, and then them Mongols be whooped up into a mighty big frenzy. Oh, I'm kind of glad just anybody watches me after yesterday or today, whatever you want to consider it. It's still the same day to me. It's one of those. I didn't have to do that, but it sure felt good. I think that's the thing a lot of people don't appreciate. 12 from my state. I thought about the 18, but like my thing is, if I'm going with the bayonet lug, I think pretty much that puts the bayonet lug behind the flash hider of the 16. So if you're going longer than that, it just makes it to where you're getting a shorter and shorter bayonet with the amount of barrel that you have. Now the bayonet can still do something, but like the bayonet's mostly a stabbing weapon, so it needs length. Size matters. I think the 18-inch barrel would be pretty much ideal in a lot of ways. Although my idea with the 20 is basically no matter what ammunition you are getting, you will be getting the most out of it because you have the longest barrel. And I know that's silly, but we're talking about a like shit hit the fan rifle or whatever, right? Ideally, like that's I'm kind of building like a goofy, sci-fi blaster, but it's multifunctional. Uh, anyway, I also want to get the bayonet lug because I want to buy like there's got to be a cut off stump of a fucking M7 bayonet handle somewhere on eBay or someplace. I've seen those before, where you can get like the bayonet mech, and I'm gonna pay a welder to weld a bipod to it, so I can have a bipod QD'd. I did a video about that for KE Arms, and I was talking to Russell Fagan about it on Instagram. He thought it was actually kind of interesting. I think it's better than their current ideas. And my thought is basically it's a free attachment point. Assuming that you make that bayonet lug light enough that it's not a huge weight penalty to have it on your fucking gun, it's now, a bayonet lug in and of itself is not that useful really in all things. I think it is because I'm a retard. But like a bayonet lug that you can also use as a QD bipod mount and shit, and maybe even other accessories, this becomes much more interesting to me. I want to try playing with that. I don't know where I'm going to get a bipod to weld to the M16 thing though. That's going to be a whole, that's a long term project. So I have to like hunt down all those parts and then like, yeah. I still need to save money for a PVS-7 too, and I don't have any money, so. That's one of those like I can buy it. It's gonna take like about a year probably for me to get a PVS-7. I don't know. I could probably get one sooner than that, but like who wants to go be one of those lot lizards? Mm. I did apply for the Australian Intelligence Service because that makes me laugh. I figure if they actually hire me, I'm just gonna like fake it till I make it. I'm sure that gets me on a different list. I don't know. Maybe it's the same list. But there's just one big list. I kind of figure that anyone who's ever been on the internet talking about the shit that we all talk about is probably just fucked. We're all fucked. Oh. The 20-inch barrel would be cool though. Like there's a part of me that wants to do that just for the like fuck you of it. Like it's not really that big of a fuck you, but there's so many people that are like, oh, you have to have the 11-inch barrel, the 10-inch barrel. If you don't have a short carbine, you can't do whatever. It gets annoying. As someone that likes to play with Vietnam or M16s a lot and has, I think they're really handy. So the 20-inch makes sense to me. Yeah, I get that. I just think the bayonet lug mount from Geisley is cool. It's cool enough that I want it on my gun just because it's cool. I don't think it's really necessary, other than the fact that I already own a bayonet. And it is a thing that could come in handy, and I don't have that much ammunition, so, why not? Plus, Geisley made a bayonet lug. Only thing is, I'd really want to get the Marine Corps bayonet, the like K-bar looking one, because at least to like have a picture of the Space Marine rifle with the K-bar looking bayonet on it makes sense to me. It would be an interesting project to have like 4 or 5 people that all were really into AR-15s all try to build Space Marine blasters without seeing the others work. The M9. What is the M9? Oh, no, the M. I have the M7, and then the M9 is the Army bayonet. The Marine Corps bayonet is like it's an Ontario K-bar bayonet. You can Google it. It's the USMC issue bayonet for the last decade or so. It's cool. Like they really they did well. Like they got a functional K-bar that you could attach to a rifle, which I think is what the modern Marine Corps should have. Like you don't really need a bayonet so much as you need a fighting utility knife that could be a bayonet. See, I'm worried about getting like swarmed by hordes of Chinese and being in hand-to-hand combat afterwards. So I guess I don't know. The AR-15 with the bayonet makes sense to me. Maybe that's an unrealistic scenario, but why plan for like the best thing that could happen? I want to get a magnifier for this gun too. I'm not sure how that would work with the front sight post ring. That might make it weird, to be honest. It might not be weird. I don't know. But fucking Vortex magnifier is like $300 fucking dollars, and I'm sure that's worth it or whatever. But like to me, I think the EOTech one should be $250. I don't understand why the Vortex was 300. I never considered a magnifier to be a high end thing. Literally, I've had several flip behind magnifiers. All of them were EOTech. They're like G33s, I think, or whatever it was that came before that. And I think I paid $200 or $300 for each of those. Now that was many a year ago, but still, like I bet they haven't gone up that much. Like I don't know. The little Vortex Micro one looks cool though, and everybody likes the Vortex shit. And when I looked, it was actually cheaper than the aim points, but I didn't look at the EOTechs. Somehow I'm betting that those EOTech ones are like $700 now or some shit. $600. Crazy shit. That'd be cool. We can work out something on that. Yeah. I don't know. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do magnifier wise. That was the Vortex one I was looking at. Is the little compact one that they make, and that's after talking to Russell Fagan. That was the one that he was saying to use. Um, we talked about many things, mostly Space Marines and magnifiers and bipod mounts that'll piss Carl off. I thought that was funny. The idea of figuring out some sort of a bipod that's so cool that it forces him to put a bayonet lug on that rifle. That's perfect, really. That needs to be done. Someone needs to do this. If you could make something else that forces him to put iron sights on it, even better. That's kind of what I think of this front sight post ring, though. I posted a video about it kind of being the what would Stoner do backup sight solution. Because he was already running one of these Enforce lights, and it's not that big of a jump to move it to the top rail if you have a rail that has a top rail. Put a front sight on it, and then have a polymer backup sight in the rear, or even have no polymer backup sight in the rear and just have a giant ghost ring with your red dot. It makes sense to me. Well, we got viewers now. It seems like we always get viewers right as I'm getting to where I'm kind of getting tired of doing this. You guys have anything else you want to talk about besides AR-15s? I need to prioritize my purchases on this thing to where it makes sense, because some things are definitely more important than others, right? Yeah, I always liked the ARs that had a front sight post for that reason. Gray J's saying that he could just hold center of the tube on an optic, and if his dot was out, and it would work. If you have the front sight post, it's even better, because if you can do that without the sorry, with just the tube, the front sight post gives you this rudimentary sighting system that you could hit a man inside of probably 40-50 yards at least. That's it's a big ass fucking ghost ring, but it is a sight that's somewhat zeroed and spray and pray. That's one of those your optic has died. It's not a good situation. It's probably okay to use more bullets. I guess that really depends on whether you're at war or not. That really if you're in the middle of some fucking suburban neighborhood, maybe don't use that logic. Wonder what else we could make QD off of a bipod that would be handy. Sorry, off a bayonet lug that would be handy. It would be funny to make ridiculous attachments for the bayonet lug. The snow shovel. Just some random shit. Make something oddly specific. This is half of my thing now, is I'm trying to make cringy art pieces of guns that haunt the nightmares of the gun community, but yet are also really cool and functional. And I'd like to do that with other things too. I have a couple of these Opinels that I've modded, and I'm trying to decide if I want to sell these or I want to hang on to these and get some more and make those the first batch of ones to sell. I'm leaning towards selling these though because like I want to keep playing at making these, and I need more knives. I think these are way cooler after you patina them and do some handle mods. Even just lightly toasting this one makes it, much cooler in my opinion. Wow. Lightly toasted. I carved this one. I had some files and just kind of went crazy at it. It's out there. I think this one's probably mine. That's why I just went crazy with it, seeing kind of what was possible. That's what this is. It's me playing with the files I bought to see what I could get away with and what I couldn't get away with. This thing came out beautiful on the blade. It's like a multi-layered patina. If you can see that, I don't know. It's hard to see it in the light, but if you want to see these well, they're on Instagram. Uh, they're on Klein Knives, probably where they're easiest to find. So this one, I think, especially, I might make it the first one or something. Like start numbering them. 1 of 1 comes with an actual certificate of authenticity. I signed it and everything. I don't know, I think they're cool. The blade's done with chemicals. So for this one, that's just dots of mustard. You leave them on for 20 minutes. There's some technique to it and whatever, but that's all that does that. This one is, so I did big dots of mustard, then medium dots of mustard, then small dots of mustard, then blued it, then did small dots of mustard twice again. So like it's layered. It looks like when you see it, it has ghost images in the rust of different layers of the patina. I think Cutlery Lover wanted this one, but he doesn't want to pay for it. Sand. No, on this one, I just kind of lightly touched it with a torch, and then this one I charred the crap out of it. Of course, this one ended up getting the crap charred out of it because I kept carving more stuff into it, and then I wanted to make it black again. It's kind of giving it a cool look, though. I like the little like English flag looking motif that it got. Motif. That's how you could tell someone went to an art class. They use the word motif. JW, hi everybody. I want to do more of these. Like if I had my druthers, I would buy like 200 of these and just be like doing these here now and like pitching them over my shoulder into a bucket because like they're fun to do. And I don't know how much to charge though. Like I think this one took a while to carve and whatever, but I also kind of like half fucked it up. But I think that's kind of part of the charm of it. This looks like something that came out of like the mid 1800s. It's very homespun. I dig it. That's pretty much what these are all going to be, is just stuff that I dig. I don't know where I'm going to sell these yet. I'm debating between Etsy and eBay. Etsy, I could just price them and put them up there and whatever. eBay, I could put them up there for a penny and just let people fight over them. and have more of an audience. Might do some of both. Maybe make crazy ones like this one, put them on eBay. I should make the cursed Opinels of the world or whatever. Just put them on eBay. I really wish that like I had the money to just make this kind of crazy shit, like a full Space Marine loadout, and send it to Rock Island. Just cause I'm weird. I don't even care if it made money or not, but that would be the thing is you'd be throwing away a bunch of money. So yes, you have to be rich to do that, I guess. This is not that expensive. I thought about taking a Dremel tool and like carving names and initials and numbers and shit into these too, and then blacking those out and sanding and stuff so that there's like a contrast, kind of like you know the 26 or the RC kind of shit even, but do whatever. Like you could do a name, you could do, but like carve it in with the Dremel tool like that. So nah, I don't have anything that I've carved with it. I did the first one of these because I bought an Opinel for $10 because I wanted one, and I gave it to my uncle for his birthday, and I already missed that knife the second I did that, so I bought more. That was a cool knife though. Like the smaller ones get very interesting to me because it's like I'm not sure what that blade's really good for, but it's so small and light you could put it anywhere. Like this one is at least big enough; it's probably good for something. This is a 6 centimeter blade. Like you could do something with that. But they make ones of these that are like natively tea tiny. I dig the non-locking ones a little bit too, just because they are the tinier ones. I wish that they made one this size that had the twist lock on it though. Wouldn't that be bitchin'? Like really open. No, that's your main failing is the small ones are cool. But I think the small ones are cooler than the bigger ones. Why not make like at least the number 4 and number 5 have a twist lock? This is a number 5 for those not in the know. The number 4 is a 2-inch blade. The number 5 is a 6 centimeter blade, which is a little over like 2.5 inches, I think. Sorry, it's late and I'm high. This thing is looks like about 3 1/4. It's a number 6. This is the smallest locking one. I'm gonna do a bunch of these because this is a cool size. I should do a bunch of these too. I guess it is a cool size too, but like I've been debating on this one because it's like if you're gonna go non-locking, wouldn't you want the one that's legal more places? Because this one is just long enough that it's not legal a lot of places. So if you're gonna risk it, why not carry the locking one? Got my thoughts. The number 4 is appealing to me because there's a bunch of places where it's legal to carry that one because it's a little bit less than a 2-inch blade, and it's TSA legal now. So like if you want a airplane knife, then you could have that. And I want to make these like in sets that match. Hopefully, do some that are like maybe even sets that don't match would be cool. I don't know, like do some of both. But one of the knives could be the little itty bitty airplane one, and then have a number 6, and then have a couple of the bigger ones. I don't know. I dig these though. I'm gonna eventually have some little like booth at a craft fair selling open now. Well, thank you guys for watching. Um, now we're just talking about Opinels and laughing. I'm gonna get some food and go to bed, I think. I'll see you guys later. Thanks to everybody who tuned in to any of the shit tonight. Sorry, I'm crazy.